Hey guys, today is Saturday, March 3rd. It is raining cats and dogs outside, and you'll probably are about to hear some screaming birds as well. But I just wanted to make a quick video for you today because as you can see behind me, that's sitting on the floor, I am sitting on the floor as well. I'm about to unbox the Trinity 6-tier wire shelving rack that I bought from Costco. I did get it a few weeks ago while it was on sale for under $100, and it does go on sale periodically. So if that's something you want to keep a lookout for, you could always buy it at full price. And if it goes on sale, you know how Costco works, you can get some of your money back within around 30 days. But anyway, if you're looking at something like this where you want to build it and assemble it for starting your seedlings this year, it does give you an opportunity to hang grow lights from it because it's a wire rack, and I love it that it's on wheels, which is why I bought it. Now this particular model is 4 feet wide. So let's crack open this box and see what's inside. It says it only takes 20 minutes for one person to assemble, and that there is a wrench that is required for assembly, which is also included. So let's go over some of the details and give you a closer look at what it is that I am about to assemble. All right, so again, as you can see, it says that it's 6-tier wire shelving rack. Assembly for one person, 20 minutes is the average assembly time. You know, it could take me 3 hours. We're about to find out. Tools included are a wrench. So it looks like it's going to give me the opportunity to get a lot of 10-20 trays on here, which I'm really looking forward to. Try to make it easier. Looks like they're saying it is also available with an expanded selection at Costco online. And let's see, nothing really pertinent there, but over here you will find that it says how much it weighs, what you can expect if you're trying to pick it up on your own. It can hold 1,000 pounds per shelf. Let's see, total weight capacity on casters is 800 pounds, and it has 4 swivel casters, 2 locking and 2 non-locking. So that's pretty cool. And if I'm growing 800 or 1,000 plants of starter cells, we're gonna need a bigger property, you guys. So let's get started. So I just saw this on the label here where it says you can download the free app for 3D assembly instructions, but I don't feel like this is going to be all of that difficult, but you never know. Some folks can't read very well, or you can't see, you know, we're getting to a certain age. Some of us, you guys, I won't say any names in particular, including me. But yeah, let's see how it goes without installing an app for instructions. All right, so I turned it upside down so I could get to the seam on the back of the box. It was all taped nicely. So just opening up the box here, you can see it looks like it is pretty well packed. Hopefully none of it is bent out, which I did see on the sample model on the floor. It was like really bent. So, you know, I always fear that I'm going to take something like this apart and start assembly just to find out that it's bent. So hopefully it's not. So let's get the first shelf out. See, they pack it with nice bumpers on the side. And there goes our casters. Instructions and more parts. So here goes our little wrench that they talk about mixed in with the casters, and the casters are strapped on to the wire shelf. So be prepared that you're going to need a scissor or some sort of a snip to release your Loctite so you can get to your casters. Here are the instructions, and as I said, I don't think that it's going to be anything difficult. I'm still going to have a look through it so I can see if there is one specific shelf that they recommend for the bottom to receive the casters, or how that's going to work. So here, you guys, for your guilty pleasure, here's a look at my messy kitchen table. I'm certain there's someone out there who can appreciate this. These are already planted. They're just starting to pop up. I have seeds everywhere, my calendar, seedling trays, some stuff in the windowsills. My water spritzer bottle is always out. This is a time where it's just constant chaos on the kitchen table. But anyway, right now what I'm doing is going through my inventory and my parts list, which I always like to do. So in this other packet that was on top of the box includes little sleeves to receive the casters, and there's some other random parts in here. I'm always guilty of squishing and squeezing bags when I'm talking about products. I don't know why I do that. I will stop crinkling the bags. No one said anything, but I get on my own nerves doing that. So anyway, let's have a look and make sure everything's here. Hey bud, you coming in to help Daddy do the parts list? Yeah. How's it looking, Farmer John? It's looking like we have all the parts?
Looking good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Buddy, where'd you come from, Mr. Bro?
48 plus 2. 2 and 2. And 1. 4 of these guys, 4 of these guys, 4 of these guys. And that's it.
All right.
We're done. We're ready.
Just a farmer and his helper.
What's up, big boy? So there's 2 options to setting this up. One is the mobile option, which is the wheels right over here. Okay, so that's if you want wheels. If you don't, the standard option is these feet. All right, so those are the 2 options. You can
do it either way, with wheels or without wheels. Yes, this is upside down because I'm sitting on the floor on the other side of it. It's okay.
How's that?
All right, so we counted all the little tiny parts. Now we're trying to figure out which option we're going to go with. And I feel like I need to do the one with the wheels, which is why I bought it. However, I'm concerned about the weight of the casters on the hardwood floors. Okay, you guys, so now we are assembling the pole structure for it. And Farmer John, am I right? This is the bottom pole that would go down as, this is actually the legs?
That's correct. And if you look here, it says bottom poles.
Okay, so they were wrapped in a package over the round?
It's important to determine which ones are the bottom because that's where the caster goes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or your base.
Okay, so when you decide whether you're going to do the caster wheels or you're going to do the shoes, which one are you're going to put the caster in?
That's correct.
So let's show us what it is that you're doing here.
So really, it's just a matter of taking and sliding the caster in and then just spinning this around. Now, it's not going to be perfect at first, but what you want to do is just get it started, okay? Now, it's not going to be all the way tight when you're finished. So they really want you to tighten the casters on with this tool. And if you read the instructions, it says, warning, tighten casters to bottom poles completely. Failure to do so as instructed could result in the caster stem breaking.
Okay.
All right, so if you look here, this is the caster stem. Now, give me a second. My finger is not the caster stem. That is the caster stem. They're saying this will break if it is not completely tightened. So please make sure to tighten these totally.
Probably considering weight bearing. But,
correct, yeah.
But still. All right, so now you're working on assembling the first small pieces. What
That's
are they
correct.
called?
These are called slip sleeves. And the reason why is because they slip up and down until you tighten them in. So you go and put them together, kind of like this. I'm not gonna put it together because I don't want it to be off of the pole, but that's how it goes. And then you can slip it up and down and then lock it into where you want.
Gotcha.
Now, the thing is with these is the very first, they don't want higher than the 3rd indentation from the caster end of the bottom poles. 3rd indentation. So what do they mean by indentations? Real simple, guys. There's your indentations. So no higher than the 3rd. 1, 2, 3. They don't want it to be higher than that.
Okay. So Farmer John's doing this no further up than the 3rd indentation. So we're getting the shelves ready to go on so we can stack everything up.
And you can see slip, right? So it slips down and now it's locked in.
Gotcha.
So that's exactly why they call it slip sleeves.
Now, while he's working on this, guys, I want to just point something out. As you can see, we have hardwood floors throughout our house, and we are stacking the shelves on. We splayed the box out, and we have the shelves on there. And when this gets installed, it's going to be getting installed over here at our back kitchen window, which is also hardwood floors. So I'm putting down an old runner that I got from Costco as well that I don't use anymore, but I hoard everything for moments like this, and I'm glad I do because I'm going to have this where the casters will be on there, because these types of casters will leave trails in your hardwood floors, especially if it's weighed down with plants. It will be heavy and it will leave trails in your hardwood floor. So that's something I want you to consider if you're assembling this in the middle of your kitchen. and you don't have tiles. So just
Awesome.
saying.
Listen to this as I pull this down.
Okay, so
Slip
it
and
locks
lock.
in place. Gotcha.
Slip and lock, okay.
Awesome. Okay, so Farmer John is inserting the legs into the first lower shelf for stability. And the locking casters will both be on the same short end. So for instance, right now the end he's on, you can see they're on the short end. And you don't want to have them in opposite places. I don't know if it really matters, but they're suggesting that they go on the same end. All right, so now we have the top pole that you were saying for the next three. For the top 4 shelves. Okay, so this has a threaded end that you're going to screw into the top of the bottom pole.
That's it. That's why it's a top pole.
Well, you guys, this is a very large rack system. I probably did not need to get one this big. So if anyone is looking for a system like this, you want to make sure that you have the height in the room and that you get it as close as possible to its final destination, because this is not really going to be all that easy to maneuver around. So my opinion, you should try to assemble it as close to its final space as possible, especially if you're trying to do this in the kitchen. And to realize this is going to kill me for the next 2 months. I'm going to be in anxiety mode from the clutter. But it's easier for me to try to get my plants on this closer to the window and closer to the back door, because of the way I handle my growing with my seedlings and my young plants and the way I bring them in and out. So you'll have to stay tuned and subscribe to our channel if you want to see how our growing season goes. But for now, Farmer John is going to screw in the next 3 poles, and then we will set the rest of the shelves. All right, you guys, we're not really timing this because we have so many interruptions in our household. So I can't really, we're not really trying to judge this based on how long it takes to put together, but we are taking it apart as far as the shelving and putting it back together again, because we are trying to gain precision in the height spacing for the shelves, because we're using this to grow plants, and my tomato plants get very, very tall. I'm sure yours do too. So you want to do this in a way where you're allowing for some height and growth. And this shelf here is going to be lower than it probably should for the average person. But again, we're doing this for our own specific needs, and you can too, based on how much space you're going to need. So these black sleeves that accept the shelf need to be lined up so that you find level from one side to the other. So when you're doing this, you want to keep an eye out, once you establish how high you're going to go, that they sit evenly. So if you have one of the black sleeves a little bit higher than the other, your shelf will be off level. And you may not think that's important right away, but you'll find out when you go to add 10, 20 trays on here, and all of your water is rolling into one side of the tray and you're not getting level watering. So it's important that you know that your shelves are level. Okay, you guys, so this is really pretty straightforward, and we were toying around with it mainly because we wanted to really just alter the separation of the shelves, keeping in mind that grow lights and different 10, 20 trays are going to go in here. So we set this up the best we could for all of our seedlings. Now what's going to happen is towards the end of the season, while I'm still keeping stuff inside, we'll start changing the shape of it and removing shelves so we will allow for our tomato plants to have room to sit on here when I bring them in at night. So that's it. We're going to put it in place, but that is the Trinity 6-tier shelf, 4-foot shelves from Costco. So if you're interested in setting this up, you guys, here you go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.